bunga. Unga bunga. Captain Caveman! What's up, boys and girls? It's Saturday morning. That means it's time for the Saturday Morning Review. I'm your host, intern Rick. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Jazzwares Captain Caveman figure, and just like I promised last week, I've got a little bonus for you. So make sure you get your leopard print cape on and sit right back. Contrary to his caveman nature, Captain Caveman made his television debut on September 10th, 1977 as a segment of Scooby-Doo's All-Star Laugh-O-Lympics and Scooby-Doo All-Stars. Joined by the teen angels Brenda, Dee Dee, and Taffy, the gang is always up for a mystery, spoofing Charlie's Angels and Scooby-Doo alike. Today we take a look at the Jazzwares Captain Caveman figure. Alright everybody, here we have our Captain Caveman! He comes in the exact same Jazzwares Hanna-Barbera blister card pack featuring the Captain Caveman logo and the animated Captain Caveman picture at the bottom. And as we flip the card over, we have got the exact same cast of Hanna-Barbera characters at the top and the figure franchises appearing in this line at the bottom. And just like with the previous Jazzwares figures in the Saturday Morning Review series, I've carefully cut away the card to remove the tray. And here we have our Captain Caveman figure. Now, just like with all of the other Hanna-Barbera Jazzwares figures, he is not tied down to the tray. He pops right out. And just like with most of the other, oh, he actually does stand pretty well. And his accessory is not taped in like Rosie the Robot. Alright, here is our Captain Caveman figure. And you will notice right away that he is right back to the bare plastic craziness that is the Jazzwares Hanna-Barbera line. Only his eyes, it looks like maybe his tongue, and his cape has got paint on it. Otherwise, he is solely bare plastic. Now we have got articulation that moves up and down at the wrist, no pivoting. We've got no articulation at the elbow, but we do have up and down and pivoting movement at the shoulders on both sides. We have got articulation at the waist, and we've got moving articulation at the ankles. Now he does come with this nice little Fred Flintstone style Captain Caveman cape and his classic mustache and hair. I will like to note that I do not really care for the intensity of this mustache and hair. I think they could have maybe made it a little thinner and it probably would have been a little more successful. And we've got a nice molded little fist here for his signature Captain Caveman club. That fits just right inside there, just like that. And we have our Captain Caveman. Alright, that will do it for this week's look at the Captain Caveman figure. Alright, boys and girls, so what did you think? We've got more of that consistent bare plastic that we've seen in this Jazzwares Hanna-Barbera line, and I still don't really care for that black hair, but on the whole, he's a pretty awesome Captain Caveman figure. Now, I remember watching Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels on Scooby-Doo's All-Star Laugh-O-Lympics, but I have to confess, I actually remember watching him on another cartoon more, and that would be the Flintstone Kids. Sitting down with little Fred and Wilma and Barney and Betty, strapping on my Captain Caveman cape and shouting out the Unga Bungas. Now in honor of that, and to keep faith with last week's episode, as promised, I've got a little bonus for you all. I've come across the Mcfarlane Flintstones drive-in box set. So sit right back and we'll take a look. Alright everybody, as promised, we are going to have our little return to bedrock here with the Flintstones at the Drive-In box set from Mcfarlane Toys. This box set came out in 2006 and was recently acquired to my collection, so I thought I would share it with you all. It comes in this nice classic Mcfarlane style window box, and features Fred and the Flintstones logo on the front, as well as Fred and the Flintstones logo and the piece on the sides, and the other Hanna-Barbera products that were featured in the Hanna-Barbera Mcfarlane line on the back. Alright, so let's open up this bad boy. Don't want to slide out of there. So the box set comes twist-tied into a rather flimsy cardboard tray, and the backdrop for the Bronto burger is actually just kind of taped into some plastic back here. So why don't we take off these twist ties and get this puppy out of this box. The twist ties actually come out of the way rather easily. And the figure set pops right out. So I'll set this tray to the side, pull the Bronto burger card out. Now the figure comes packed with a plastic catch tray underneath of here. And features the Bronto burger and ribs waitress, along with the rack of ribs on the side of the car. And we've got that classic scene of Fred, Pebbles, Wilma tipping over there in the back, Dino in the back seat, along with the rarely seen and often unnamed Baby Puss the Sabretooth. The Flintstones car has this nice rotating wheel action in the front and is awesomely textured. And if you notice, the playset itself has this rock tipping feature, so you can reenact adding the rack of ribs to the side, which you will note does not come off. It is rather sturdy here, so not meant to come off. The waitress has articulation on her arms, but that is it. Otherwise, she has no articulation, and she is glued or molded down to the base. Fred himself has no articulation whatsoever. His hands are on the wheel. The wheel does not move. Pebbles has no articulation whatsoever. She's just stationary, glued in there, as is Wilma, Baby Puss, and Dino. Well, actually, Dino's head does move up here, so he can turn his head, and the waitress can move her arms, but nobody else can do anything. But the car tips, so that's kind of cool, right? So why don't we move in for a little closer look here at the Mcfarlane Flintstones Drive-In. then last but not least, we have got the Bronto Burger and Ribs backdrop. And this actually fits right in this groove back here, but you'll notice that you'll have to actually kind of bend your card. So it's not a very easy fit. It's very hard to, it's almost like you have to crease it in order to get it to fit, which I don't like that. So you get it in there, you've got this nice warp in your backdrop card, and it doesn't actually fit all the way in. It only fits into these grooves right here. Alright, so that will take care of it for our look at this oldie but a goodie. Alright everybody, welcome back. So what did you think? We've definitely got a lack of articulation such as we have with all Mcfarlane products, but I'm certainly glad they included that baby puss saber tooth, and I wouldn't have even noticed the car tipping action had my fiance not pointed it out. How screwy is that? So anyway, to keep things consistent moving forward, I thought I'd let you all know that this little bonus segment of Saturday Morning Review is going to become a permanent installation. So moving forward, the show will now feature 2 reviews per episode. So be sure to check back next week whenever we take a look at the Jazzwares Hanna-Barbera Secret Squirrel figure, and a figure that I never had as a kid growing up, the Masters of the Universe Horde Trooper. Also, if you enjoy what we do here at Pop Culture Network, be sure to check out our store at shoppcn.com and join our forums at jointheforums.com. And until next week, I'm Intern Rick, and take care.